Imagine if creepers could multiply. Executioners gave chase, being frozen with fear. And skeletons go bump in the night. This is the Savage and Ravage mod. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, you can show support by leaving a like, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. This helps me out and keeps me bringing great content to you. Thanks so much, and let's get right into it. The first mob on the list for us to check out is the Griefer. He is very easily identifiable because of his creeper shoulder plate, his little TNT, and he's got this little creeper spore. And we'll touch on all of those different items soon. The next guy on the list is the Isolager. And this guy is obvious from the sounds that he makes, that horrible groaning sound, and also by the blue robe that he wears. He's a very ominous looking character. Next, we have the Executioner. He has this fantastic looking scar on his face. He's got this amazing looking plated armor, or leather armor. He's a pretty scary guy too. And then we have the Skeleton Villager. These guys spawn at night, and they are pretty dangerous too. If we want to see what these new mobs do, we need to test it out. And the way we're going to do this is by putting down a whole bunch of test subjects to test out all of these mob behaviors on. And the first one on our list is going to be the Griefer. So as you can see here, he spawns in these little creepies, these mini creepers or creeper spores, and they give chase to these villagers. When they get in close enough proximity, they start to charge up, and then they explode. And it's pretty intense, and they just keep on multiplying with this like spore gas that they emit. Another important thing to note is you can see that black cat right there. They will sneak after the creepies, and they will chase them away. And just like regular creepers, creepies are afraid of cats. Additionally, the best way to deal with creepies multiplying is to kill the Griefer who's spawning them in, and after that you will be able to kill off the remaining creepies and problem solved. Next up is the Executioner. He has a massive sword. It's called the Beheading Sword. It's something that he has a chance of dropping if you kill him, and he will relentlessly chase around you, the player, and also other villagers, and he will just keep on going and keep on going. As you can see here, he really does not stop as long as he has a villager in his sights. The Isolager is honestly my favorite feature in this mod. He spawns in a freezing gust to trap you or villagers, and also drops these ice blocks on top of you. So he's a pretty formidable opponent, and he typically spawns at night, not during the daytime like I spawned him here, and he will spawn in snowy biomes. And we'll get to see how formidable he is later on. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that. Another thing to note is that it only takes a couple of hits from an Iron Golem to kill an Isolager. However, if the Isolager is able to get the upper hand and survive the first strike, then we have situations like this where he can trap an Iron Golem and repeatedly hurt the Golem with the freezing gust and with the ice blocks. And the Isolager can just keep on doing this over and over again, and it's pretty impressive. I sat here for a while watching these two to see who was going to get the upper hand and who was going to win, and in the end it actually ended up turning out to be a stalemate. The final mob for us to examine is the Skeleton Villager, and just like the other mobs that we've examined, they go after villagers about the same way. They only spawn at night, and they can spawn in almost every biome. There are skeletons, but they also look like villagers or pillagers a little bit. They carry crossbows, and their AI is a bit more similar to pillagers than it is to villagers, so even though they're labeled as a skeleton villager, they have pillager-like behaviors, as you see here. They will 100% gang up on villagers and fire at them relentlessly, unless a Iron Golem or you, the player, come in and put a stop to what they are doing. They're also very good at shooting each other by accident while they're attacking villagers. So that's something to keep in mind. Additionally, skeleton villagers, just like regular skeletons, will seek shelter when it is daytime, and they will still attack villagers while they are burning, and they are weak to attacks from iron golems as well. So this iron golem is going to come and ruin these skeleton villagers. So this is how a griefer will behave during a raid. He will run in and he will immediately start spawning the creepies and definitely do a lot of damage. Executioners appear during raids as well. They will seek out villagers and chase them around as relentlessly as you saw before, and they will definitely kill them if they catch them. Another note is that evokers are now insanely fast on a level where I cannot even catch an evoker on creative mode. That's how incredibly fast they have become. This mod has no impact on raid victories, so you will still get the fireworks, you will still get the Hero of the Village advancement and status effect, and you can have all of the perks that you would normally have when you are victorious over a raid. Here we have a skeleton villager who has spawned in an ice spike biome. Just like other mobs, they are fully able to spawn in almost any biome. Here are some iceologers hanging out in their natural habitat. And this is what it looks like when you try to face off with an iceologer in survival mode using minimal gear like I did. Pillager outposts have received a significant redesign that makes them look absolutely wonderful and also very formidable. Deep in spruce forests, you can find abandoned villages. They look as though the villagers have packed up and moved on, taking only their doors with them and leaving behind most of their job blocks and a surprising amount of really nice loot, such as armor, food, tools, and even ingots. Gloomy tiles are one of the new blocks, and they are crafted by surrounding a phantom membrane with any version of the stone bricks, as you see here on screen. There are also chiseled versions of these made with slabs. There are stairs which are made with regular gloomy blocks. There are also slabs which can be made with the regular gloomy blocks and runed gloomy tiles. So here we have the blast-proof plates, and these are made using the blast-proof plating. There are also stair and slab varieties. The spore bomb is a block which is crafted using the creeper spores that griefers drop and sand. There is also griefer armor, which is crafted using blast-proof plating with the standard crafting recipes for pieces of armor. There are also potions of growth and potions of youth, and a variety of other items that can only be gotten through creative mode or from killing mobs to make them drop those items. And lastly, there is blast-proof plating, which is crafted with 3 creeper spores on top and 2 gold ingots on the bottom. If you would like to, you can set off a spore bomb in the middle of your village with any form of redstone, just like you would for TNT, and you will be graced with a whole bunch of creepies just all over the place, ready to wreak havoc on everyone. As I noted previously, creepies are scared half to death of cats and will run away from them, so this is one defense that you have against the creepies, and the cats will very slowly sneak up on the creepies as they run away, and when the cats get close enough, they jump and strike the creepies, and cats can, in fact, kill the creepies, which is pretty awesome if you think about it. They're a really wonderful defense against these guys, and they make raids very interesting. So what I decided to do here was set off several of the spore bombs so that we could have a bunch of creepies around for the cats to attack. And I wanted to do this so that you could actually see the cats attacking the creepies and killing them, because what the cats do, just they wreck the creepies, and the creepies really do not stand a chance at all. Now it's time to test out how blast resistant the blast proof plates are. So I'm putting 9 TNT in here, and I'm going to set them all off, and we're going to see what happens. And as we can see there, the ground definitely did not survive, but the blast-proof plates did, which is really fantastic. As a matter of fact, they also blocked the explosion from hitting the cats that are behind it, which is also really wonderful to know. So it's good that it doesn't have that reach through the blocks as well. And there we go. It really does not do any damage to those blocks. Now I am in a full set of Griefer armor, and this has an explosive damage reduction. So what we're going to do right now is actually test that out, and I am going to set off this TNT, stand in it, and let it explode. As you can see here, I only took damage from falling, not from the blasts. The armor, however, even though it is blast resistant, it is not resistant to receiving damage, so its durability is not the highest. Now we can test out the growth and youth potion. So what I'm going to do is spawn in a bunch of baby cows so that we can see how this works. So here are a bunch of baby cows, and if I throw potions of growth on them, this will make the baby cows grow up into adults much faster. And if I throw youth potions at the adult cows will turn back into babies, and they will eventually shrink and die. Which is kind of sad in a sense, but it's also really fascinating that you're able to turn adult animals into babies and baby animals into adults. This is quite the game-changing dynamic, and it makes things very, very interesting. Savage and Ravage is a fantastic mod, and I'm very thankful to all of you for watching up to this point. I hope that you find this mod as fun and interesting as I do. I really enjoyed exploring all of the different features and testing them out and putting them together for you in a way that I hope is clear and concise. If you are interested in using this mod, I will have a link in the description to where you can download it on CurseForge. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. And as always, I will see you guys next time.